With news in the Michael Jackson case, our reporter Sharon Sidney's on the scene, and then we've got Ramonica Harris with her bombshell information about what it was like to be the girlfriend of Michael Jackson. Now, let me say this. In order for you to believe that Michael Jackson molested young boys, you've got to believe two things. Number one, that he's a pedophile, and number two, that he's gay. Well, we're here to talk today about the issue of Michael Jackson and whether or not he's gay, and we've got Ramonica Harris for you, and she's the proof that he's not. We've also got news in the Lil' Kim case. We've also got news in the Martha Stewart case, as well as the Robert Blake case. But we're going to turn now back to the Michael Jackson trial. We're going to go to Ramonica Harris. Here she is. She's going to tell you what it was like to be the girlfriend of the King of Pop. Here's Ramonica.
Michael is very much into women. He appreciates and loves being around women. He always have. Being around women is not an issue. Knowing that Michael was so into what I looked like made me feel so good. He loved what I looked like. He always spoke about the way I walked. He would tease me sometimes, and sometimes he would even mimic the way I walked sometimes, but he always used to make compliments about my figure, the way I was shaped, and to give people a better understanding of the way I was built when I was younger, because I'm 37 years old now and had two babies, is that I was very full-chested by the time I was 11 and 12 years old. And I was curvy, small waistline and curvy, and that made me very insecure about being out and going out and being with friends that were my age, because they didn't look like me. And I was harassed by the boys because of the fact that I was filled out at such an early age. I felt shameful. Michael was the very first human being on this planet that made me feel differently about myself, and that is because of how much he appreciated what I looked like, and he didn't treat me like a piece of meat. He gave me respect. He honored me. He respected me. He loved what I looked like, and he loved me. He always spoke about what I looked like. I could just walk in a room and Michael would just become undone. If I wore certain clothes and he liked the way it fit my hips, he would always comment on what I looked like. He always wanted to be near me. He always wanted to see me and touch me and be around me. It didn't take much at all for me to know that my man was excited.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed our show today. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same place. News stories, we're always up by 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock Central, 2 Eastern. See you then, and have a great weekend. With news in the Michael Jackson case, Sharon Sidney, our reporter on the scene. Also exclusive photos from Gerardo Nava, our celebrity photographer. Plus, we have part 2 of our interview with Ramonica Harris. You won't want to miss it. Then news of the Robert Blake and Lil' Kim cases also. From Palm Beach County, Florida, news in an HIV mailing, a dastardly deed. And then finally today, will prosecutors be able to reinstate the murder conviction in this very high-profile case? Stay tuned for the details. But that's not all. We want to bring you Ramonica Harris. Of course, you know, she was a long-time confidant of Michael Jackson. They had a wonderful relationship. Here's Ramonica Harris on Michael Jackson. Ramonica?
Michael and I were secretly engaged to be married. Michael fell head over heels in love with me, and I with him. We were very, very close, and we spent every wakening moment together. It was very, very important to Michael that he saw me as much as he could. And during this time, if anyone is old enough to remember, he was in a very public photo op of a situation with a very popular model and actress. That was all contract. That was all contract. Other people that controlled his life and controlled his career had him to do that. And during that time, he was in that photo op with this particular young lady. We were having a very secret and very sincere and close relationship. Michael appreciates the softness and the comfort of a pretty lady. He loves pretty women. He respects women. He loves being around women. Michael appreciates everything there is about a woman. He loves women. He loves women. As a matter of fact, we used to get into a lot of arguments because of the women, because of his charm, as he used to say. He used to always tease me and say, but I'm charming. And it would create a lot of problems with those girls that had crushes or infatuations with Michael. It created problems for us in our relationship. We had many arguments about it.
Well, thank you so much, Monica, and we thank you for staying tuned to thejusticesystem.net. We'll join you tomorrow. You'll join us, I should say, tomorrow for part 3 of Monica Harris. And I'll tell you, part 3 you're going to find to be quite explosive, so don't forget to tune in. I'm Carol Angela Davis. This is thejusticesystem.net. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Same time, same place. News stories up by 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock Central, 2 Eastern. See you.